Hey, Scott Garan, Master Fitness Trainer at Garan Fitness Consulting in beautiful Kent, Ohio. Here to talk to you tonight about, instead of exercises, I'm going to talk about supplements that are probably the best things that you can use to help you make muscular gains. Now, there's a lot of supplements out there, but there's a few that I feel are the foundation of how you get big and strong, fast, lose weight, all that stuff. So the first thing we're going to discuss is protein. And protein is the foundation for muscle building. Weight loss, it builds muscles, which burns calories and all that stuff. So we have to ingest a lot of protein. I suggest about 1 gram per pound of lean body weight. That might be a little high. Some of the books say 0.8, but that's a good thumbnail. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If one day you hit it, one day you hit a little less, but try to get around there. So as far as supplements, there's 2 types of proteins that I recommend. First is a whey protein. Now the whey protein is a fast-acting protein. So you want to have it before your workout and then after your workout, because it pushes things in and gets your body growing. But the problem is in a 24-hour day, we sleep 8 hours. So for 8 hours, we don't get fed. We don't get that stuff. So normally I, say 2 to 3 hours, we try to get some type of meal in. So that's why I recommend a casein protein, which is a slower digesting protein. So it kind of trickle feeds throughout the night. It's slower digesting, and it kind of is just keeping you, your whole body doing what it needs to do until the next morning when you can get up and then have a good breakfast and start over. So those are the 2 big ones that I'm going to recommend, but I do have some others. So the next thing I want to talk about is creatine monohydrate, or there's a lot of designer creatines out there. They've done a lot of stuff now, but ATP is stored muscle energy. You have so much ATP in you, and it might get you 5 reps, maybe on the bench press or whatever. And then we have to go back to creatine monohydrate that replenishes the ATP. And eventually we get into the Krebs cycle, and it's a long chemical process. But creatine monohydrate, or any of the designer creatines, are a great way to help you, hit that 3rd rep that you didn't think you could get. The only problem is if you have health problems, it pushes muscle or water into the cells. And like myself, I have a heart problem. I've got a bad valve. I stay off of it now. I used to use it, but it's a great tool to help you get bigger. But you have to worry about how much of your gains are water gains or muscle gains. So finally, we're going to talk about pro-hormones and steroids. Pro-hormones they're kind of hard to find now. They've been banned. They're outlawed, just as steroids are. They can give you some great gains, and I'm just speaking here as a trainer. Like, I'm not talking morally. You have to decide whether you want to do this or not. I have done pro-hormones and I got very big, but one of the problems was I had some side effects and started to get roid rage, because I was, it was causing problems with me. So I'm not going to say do or don't. That's up to you. That's up to you and your God. Steroids are the same thing. Steroids are just pure steroids. Some people have no problems with steroids. They can take them for a few years, get big, and have no side effects. Some people, it'll kill them. And that's my issue with steroids and pro hormones, is you don't know the effects it's going to have on you. So you have to take, an educated guess on whether, you want to do them or not. So I guess if, personally, if I could have become a, pro football player and had to use steroids to do it, I probably would have done it because I would have made a lot of money. But for most people, us average people, we're never going to see that. We're never going to be in the MMA. We're never going to be pro football player or basketball players. So I'm going to suggest don't try them. So those are my thoughts on supplements. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of different supplements out there. But if you're just starting out, unless you're a true bodybuilder that's going to plan on competing, stick with the basics. Protein, your creatines, and eat. If you want to get big, you need to eat big. That's how we grow.